Almighty. North American Arms has been known for many years for their Mini-Revolver. But when they introduced the Guardian, I took a lot of interest in it because the North American Arms, being such a tiny piece, is a very high quality piece. And so the Guardian, which comes in a number of different calibers, is really excellent for a very small package to be able to carry. Especially in a summer carry, a really light carry, something where you just really can't have a larger pistol. But first things first, now these are total stainless steel, a very high quality stainless. The craftsmanship on these pistols is really excellent. I mean, you can tell just by the feel and the finish. Everything is finished really well. Now the Guardian is double action only. It does have the hammer. It's not, even though it's exposed, it's not something you can grab. So every time you pull the trigger, you're going to get the same exact action. The trigger pull itself, which it is pretty stiff, and it needs to be because there's no external safety, it's really smooth. It comes with 2 magazines, and they hold 6 plus 1 in the chamber. And you can get different base plates for these magazines. There are some with finger grooves, and that's one of the big things I do like about the North American Arms. They have a ton of different accessories, whether it's grips, extra magazines, even extended magazines with large base plates to be able to really get a good grip on this pistol. But this is a tiny pistol, and as you can see, I can barely get 2 fingers around the bottom. With the extended base plate with the lip, you can really get a hold. But to be honest with you, shooting this gun, it was really a pleasure to shoot. I think a lot of that has to do with the weight, and even empty, this weighs 13 ounces, with a loaded magazine, 15.5 ounces. So it's under a pound, but yet it's really small, tiny, and I think it's the best of both worlds when it comes to the weight itself. I know a lot of times with the Ruger LCP and some of the other micro subcompact pistols that they are so light that they almost jump out of your hand. One thing I found with this is the recoil was very manageable, and after a while of shooting, I shot about 100 rounds through this, and there was no real issues. A few of my initial impressions of this little pistol is that you can shoot it with 2 hands and keep it on the target. But you can also just as easily keep it on the target with 1 hand. If you continue to shoot it with 1 hand, though, it does start to wear just about here in your hand a little bit, but not too bad. In fact, this is really a very comfortable gun to shoot for its size. I've shot my share of the micro polymer pistols, and they are tough to shoot after about 50 rounds. This seems to be a lot better suited for extended shooting. Now, as you can see, the sights are pretty small on the pistol, but they are fairly easy to pick up because they're narrow, but they rise up just enough to be able to catch that sight. But this gun is not made for long-range shooting or accuracy. Really, between 7 to 5 yards, that's probably where this gun is going to really shine. There is no last round bolt hold open, so the gun will not remain open. But there's also not a magazine disconnect, which I really liked. You know, a lot of guns, when you remove the magazine, the gun becomes inoperable. But with this one, even with the magazine out, you can still fire the last shot. The magazines are a nice, bright stainless steel. They go into the pistol really easily. Right here is your slide release, and it takes a little bit of doing just to get your finger around, but once you do, it releases the magazine really well. The serrations on the slide are at an angle and make it really simple to be able to grip and to be able to charge the pistol. The barrel is exposed over the slide itself. It's just a blowback design, and the barrel is pinned to the frame, so that really helps with accuracy. Has a nice rounded trigger guard. Everything is very well rounded off, even the back of the gun, all the sides, and because there is no external safety or slide release, it's really a smooth design. This is really an excellent pocket pistol. Now the Guardian does come in 4 different calibers. It comes in 2 really common calibers, which is your .380 ACP and a .32 ACP. But proprietary for the Guardian, they do make a .32 North American Arms, or NAA. The .32 NAA is a .380 neck down to a .32 caliber. They also make the .25 NAA, which is a .32 neck down to a .25 caliber, and those can either be purchased directly from North American Arms, or there's some gun shops that do stock these calibers, especially if they're carrying those pistols. The one that I'm showing today is in .32 ACP. I really like the size and the feel of that pistol. Here's a .25 ACP next to the .32, and then we have a 9mm next to the .380, and you can see the differences. And this will give you an idea of the size. You know, there are different philosophies, there are different ideas about self-defense and about calibers. I'm not really going to get into that. The 9mm, as you can see, is considerably larger. With the larger caliber, the more recoil you're going to have. The smaller caliber, the less recoil. But the larger the bullet, the better it is for self-defense. The accuracy on the Guardian is not super pinpoint, and it's not meant to be. It's got a very small barrel. It's made for up close. This is a personal self-defense gun. But even at 10 yards, hitting this 2/3 man torso, it was able to get shots consistently on the target if I did my part. Disassembly on the Guardian is pretty straightforward. Of course, release your magazine. Make sure the gun is unloaded. Right here is your takedown lever. You just depress this lever while bringing the slide back. And then it will release the slide and then just drive it forward. Here's your recoil spring here and your little guide rod. As you can see, the barrel is attached to the frame, and this does help with accuracy. Pretty straightforward, simple design. Now for reassembly, go ahead and just return your recoil spring, and you'll want to capture the front of that recoil spring with your slide. Now here's your takedown lever, and as you can see, when you press it in, it depresses that lock and sinks it down into the frame. And that's what holds the slide onto your frame. What I found was the easiest to do to reassemble is go ahead and bring my hammer back. And then you can just bring it down, and then it goes forward. And that's it. For summer or light carry, or if you're a female and you want something really small to put in a purse, this makes an excellent little pistol. High quality, very small, and very reliable. The North American Arms Guardian is an excellent choice. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Guardian in my pocket.